Hi guys, my name is Danny Rodan, Artistic Director for Matrix. And I'm here with Ashton, and we're going to actually go ahead throughout his head to get these nice, perfectly ringlets balanced throughout the head. As you can see, this is what happens on a regular basis, Ashton. Your hair is saturated, but your hair is so thick that it doesn't get all the way to the base of your scalp. So what we want to do is make sure that it's saturated from scalp to ends, and that's just gonna give you a really nice balance on your style. So we did saturate your hair, and that's one of the things that we wanted to show you is that this happens at home. So when you're standing in the shower, the hair is just hitting the top of it, but all that water is just kind of bouncing off and leaving this completely dry. And if you can see, this is completely dry. So we want to balance that out, because if you have nice curls here and a dry patch here, you're gonna be all unbalanced, right? So, and then it's important to use the right products to maintain the curl in its natural state, right? So we're gonna clip this off. And I know if you're gonna wear your hair, you know, in its natural state, I know this might be a little bit of work, but trust me, then once you have it done, it'll last you a few days, right? And as you can see, we have nice curls here, but we have a pattern that we don't see the curls. So we want to make sure that we saturate that, and we bring that all the way down. And we go through the whole entire head that way. The more moisture, the better for you. Don't be afraid to wet it down, because we want to lock that moisture in there. And sometimes by the time we get to one side of your head, the hair is already drying. And look how now the hair is naturally coiling up and giving us that natural look to it. That's what you get when you add moisture to it. And then when you add products to lock that in, that just helps support your style. Again, this is me doing his hair, but if he was at home, just jump in the shower, get it fully saturated, sometimes leave some conditioner in it so that it keeps that moisture. By the time you jump out of the shower, you know, if you don't put that conditioner in there, it might dry up on you, and then you have an imbalanced style again. So run that conditioner in there and lock it in. This is looking so much better. And then we'll dry it, right? So you're not gonna be completely saturated. Once we get the product in there, we'll dry it for you and let it dry naturally. And then I'll give you some tips on that and how to dry it. All right. Let's apply some product. We're gonna do a cream here. We're gonna mix it, but look, I'm gonna do baby sections. I wanna make sure that I'm coating that section from scalp to ends, okay? Okay, so we're gonna be generous so that you can see the product coating it. That's how we want that product to be on there. Okay, see that? So now the curls are starting to define. The hair is completely healthy. It's beautiful hair. People tend to think it's always dry or unhealthy, and it's just lacks moisture. And if we can lock that moisture, you're gonna see how shiny and healthy your hair is. Can you see that product in there? Yes. And look, it's already defining the curls. You ever heard of the expression, less is more?
I have. It's one of my favorite sayings.
Well, it doesn't work for your hair, okay? So don't use it. More is more, okay?
Okay, good to know.
The more, the better. See, now, this is where we run in trouble, and I'm gonna show you. This is what I'm doing. I'm speaking to you, and then I'm running out of product, right? And sometimes we try to cheat it, right? We're trying to go here, and look, this is completely dry in here. All right, Ashton? And that's where we run into problem. We need to go in there, reapply some moisture in there and apply it, because it's gonna be perfect back here, it's gonna be perfect here, but then we're gonna be a hot mess here, okay? So make sure you go back, put some moisture in it.
Step 2, more is more.
More is more.
More is more.
More is more, I love it. As you can see, as I applied this product, it's already setting, and you can see the definition, and they're starting to separate in itself. So once I've worked the product all the way towards the front, we don't want to right away start drying it, because we have to let this hair do the same from the back. So we let it set for about a second. We'll have him shake his hair, and then we'll then diffuse it and creating this shape that we want. And I'll give you guys some tips on that, or I'll give you, Ashton, some tips on that, so that you can style it, diffusing it, and giving the shape that you want, okay? Ashton, we're gonna take a diffuser and a blow dryer, and we're gonna blow dry at it, not underneath, because underneath will give you volume and expansion. We want that hair to go up. We want to control it. So we want to control, this will elongate the curls. If we do it from underneath, it's gonna shrink up the curls and it's gonna get compact. So if we do it on top, it'll elongate the curls, and we wanna keep some length. So it doesn't mean that you do all elongate it. We'll do some at the top to compact, but then towards the lengths, we'll compact, or we'll blow dry that directly to it, so we elongate it, okay? So slow and steady at first, and then as you can see the hair expanded, then you could like up the speed and the heat, okay? Again, we want this to do its natural thing, so do not touch it. You can do this at home by letting it air dry. So you don't need the diffuser. If you can, do it by letting it air dry, would be perfect, because you won't be touching it and it'll do its natural thing. If you have to rush it and you don't have the time to air dry it, the diffuser is your best friend. So Ashton, I'm gonna give you another tip, and it's almost like a secret. You know what I put in your hair? I put a lotion that's for sleek hair. Your hair is super curly. It's never gonna go straight, right? But what it'll do is relax the hair, and it'll give you the elongated curls. So that's a key point for when you have hair that's like coiled this tightly. Put something sleek so it relaxes it, okay? And it'll elongate your curls. Works just as good. It's gonna give you a sleek, shiny finish, but with your natural texture. So now we're getting some nice definition, some separation. If you guys can see that, Ashton? We're getting nice separation, and what I'm gonna do now, it's gonna up the heat. Ashton, I just want you to shake it, and just so that we free up the curls on its own without me trying to disturb it and pull it and making it separate the curls, because it tends to frizz when I do that. But shake it as hard as you can. There you go. So now you're freeing it up. It's falling where it would naturally stay. Let's do a headbanger. There we go. So now we got movement. Now it's separating it while it's natural. And then this is where we want to make sure it's in its natural state, because then now I'm gonna freehand and cut the shape in. So, and the reason why we do that is like some curls will go tighter, some curls will go longer, and then we'll just be able to cut it to where it lives. It's completely dry, so it's not going to get any curlier, or it's not going to get any straighter. So it's got its natural movement. Now we use the smoothing cream that relaxes the curl, so you just got to keep that in mind. If you're going to take it here, just make sure that it might shrink at least a ½ an inch to that. So that's for the hairdresser, not you. Yeah, so we went in with your haircut, all right? We shaped it up, and actually I'm loving the look right here. We want to control that a little bit, you know, because we've now disrupted it. It's getting a little fuller. And what we're gonna do is just to put some curl activator in there to give it some shine. And then just, it'll weigh the hair down again. So it'll go back to its natural state, you know? So, what did I say earlier?
More is more.
More is more, so don't be afraid to use this, all right?
Gotta love it.
I'm sure the Maxim people are gonna love you, because more is more.
More is more, I like that.
And that's all you wanna do. Once you spray it in there, you don't wanna like do anything, just kind of press it in there, all right? Press it into the shape you want it to be. Starting to loosen up, soften up. You'll do the rest of it, like shaking it again, you know, moving it so that you could get it to a natural state, right? It's starting to like compact, it's starting to loosen up. And that's just the finishing touches. You need something like this curl activator to loosen it up, okay? When we did the cream, it kind of like compact your curls, right? Compact the curls, it gives it a control, but now the curl activator kind of activate the curl, but then now leaves it a little bit softer and freer. So it could go back to its natural state, and you can move it where you want it to move. All right, let's have you shake it again. And I would just let that air dry, and then once you have it air dry, then you can push it around. All right? All right, we're all set.